History is full of discoveries that were never meant to happen. A shepherd wandering off the usual path, following the echo of a missing animal. A group of workers breaking ground for a routine construction, until their tools hit something that shouldn't be there. A fisherman diving after a lost net, only to find shapes in the deep that no ocean current could have carved. A storm ripping apart the earth, just enough to reveal the outline of something ancient beneath the soil. Tiny moments, simple mistakes, acts of pure human clumsiness. And yet, every one of them cracked open a doorway to a forgotten world. What makes these moments so unsettling is not just the discoveries themselves, but the realization that no one was looking for them. They waited in silence, buried, drowned, erased, until a random accident disturbed their sleep. Today, we're diving into the stories born from these accidents. Moments when fate nudged at the edges of our world and revealed places that should have remained hidden. So ask yourself, how many more secrets lie beneath our footsteps, waiting for the next mistake to uncover them? Let's begin. 1. Helike, the city that vanished overnight. What if Atlantis wasn't just a story? In the winter of 373 BC, the Greek city of Helike stood proud on the shores of the Corinthian Gulf, a thriving hub dedicated to Poseidon, god of the sea. But one night, the ground began to shake, temples cracked, the streets split open, and then came the roar, not of thunder, but of the ocean itself. A wave taller than the city walls rushed inland. By dawn, Helike was gone. Where houses once stood, there was only water and silence. For centuries, people told stories of a city swallowed whole, a warning from the gods. Fishermen claimed they could still see the ruins glimmering under the waves, just beyond reach. Archaeologists dismissed it as myth, until 2001, when a team digging near the coast uncovered pottery, coins, and streets preserved in mud. The lost city of Helike was real. And here's the strange part. It wasn't destroyed by the gods, but by the same earth that created it. A shift in the seabed had drowned it in seconds. Helike reminds us that even myths often start with truth. We just have to listen beneath the noise. 2. Madol, the city built by giants, who could build a city on the ocean, using stones heavier than an elephant. In the middle of the Pacific, on the island of Pompeii, lies Madol, an ancient city floating on water. A maze of canals and black basalt walls, rising from the sea like a dream half remembered. No one knows how it was built. The stones are stacked in perfect formation, some over 50 tons each. Local legends say 2 brothers called upon the gods to lift them through the air. When European explorers stumbled upon Madol in the 19th century, they thought it was impossible. No cranes, no beasts of burden, no written language. Just silence and a city that shouldn't exist. Historians believe it was once the sacred capital of the Çatalhöyük dynasty, around the 12th century. But something happened. Tyranny, rebellion, maybe the weight of its own mystery, and the city was abandoned. Today, the sea creeps back through its canals. Moss grows over the basalt. It looks ancient, but somehow alive. And speaking of stories the world almost forgot, places like this are where myth and archaeology collide. Now, let's go deeper into the jungle. 3. El Mirador, the jungle city that shouldn't exist. How can a city the size of Manhattan disappear without anyone noticing? Hidden in the dense jungle of northern Guatemala lies El Mirador, one of the oldest and largest cities of the Maya world. It thrived over 2,000 years ago, long before the famous cities of Tikal or Palenque. Its massive pyramid, La Danta, rises higher than the Great Pyramid of Giza. Roads stretch for miles through the forest, perfectly straight, raised above the swampy ground. But for centuries, no one even knew it existed. When archaeologists finally reached the site, the jungle had swallowed everything. Roots cracked through temples. Trees grew from rooftops. The city had become part of the forest itself. Then came the breakthrough. In 2018, scientists used LiDAR laser mapping technology to scan the jungle from the air. The lasers peeled away the trees, revealing an entire civilization. Over 60,000 hidden structures, temples, plazas, and pyramids, invisible to the naked eye. El Mirador changed history overnight. It proved that the Maya were building complex, interconnected cities far earlier than anyone believed. But it also raised a question. If this colossal city could vanish, what else is still hiding under the canopy, waiting to be found? The jungle may cover everything, but it also preserves the echoes of a forgotten empire. These lost cities stood for centuries, silent witnesses to humanity's triumphs and failures. And yet, they're only the beginning. Subscribe now, and together we'll journey through the forgotten corners of history, where myths become reality. 4. Çatalhöyük, the world's first city. What if the first city on Earth had no streets, no rulers, and no walls? 9,000 years ago, in the plains of Anatolia, thousands of people lived packed together in mud brick homes, so close that the rooftops formed a single, connected surface. No roads, just ladders leading from roof to roof. People entered their homes through holes in the ceiling. They cooked, slept, and buried their dead beneath the floor. Every wall was painted, red ochre, bull's horns, handprints. A city of art, ritual, and intimacy. And then it was gone. No war, no fire, no catastrophe, just silence. Archaeologists still debate what happened. Was it disease? Climate change? A spiritual shift that made them abandon their creation? What we do know is that Çatalhöyük was not ruled by kings or priests. It was a society of equals, one of the few times in human history when civilization didn't to mean hierarchy. Perhaps that's why it couldn't last. 9,000 years later, its story feels eerily modern. People striving for connection, for meaning, for balance with the world around them. Maybe that's why its ruins still speak to us. Because they were us, just without the noise of time. 5. Skara Brae, the village the storm revealed. How can a storm uncover a civilization? In the winter of 1850, on the coast of the Orkney Islands in northern Scotland, a brutal storm ripped through the dunes. When it passed, the locals found something strange exposed in the cliffs: stone walls, hearths, and furniture carved from rock. They had uncovered Skara Brae, a Stone Age village frozen in time for 5,000 years. Inside, the houses looked almost modern. Beds, cupboards, even a kind of plumbing system. The walls were still standing. It was as if the people had just walked out and never returned. But why? There are no signs of war or disease. No burned structures, no graves. Only empty homes and silence. Some believe rising seas and harsh winters forced them to leave. Others think the village simply ran out of time, the ocean reclaiming what it once owned. Standing in Skara Brae today, with the wind howling through the ruins, you feel like an intruder in someone else's memory. You can almost hear the crackle of ancient fires, the whisper of voices long gone. It is not a place of ghosts. It is a reminder that even the simplest human lives can outlast empires. From the drowned city of Helike to the storm-swept coast of Scotland, from the black stones of Madol to the green heart of the Maya jungle, each city tells the same story. The earth forgets nothing. It hides, it protects, and then it reveals when we're ready to listen. Maybe one day, someone will uncover the ruins of our own civilization, buried beneath layers of dust and time. And they'll ask the same question we're asking now. Who were these people, and how could they forget what they once were?